The Giants released their unofficial depth chart and have their first practice with the Detroit Lions. Let's get started. What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Quick announcement, I will be on the Bleacher Report app for every single New York Giants preseason game when the starters are in only. So make sure you guys tune into the Bleacher Report app and make sure you look for me there talking Giants football in the preseason. All right, so we got to talk about this depth chart really quick. It's an unofficial depth chart, so we can't take too much stock in it, okay? But as you can see here, the starting offense is as follows. Left guard is going to be Ben Bredesen. John Michael Schmitz wins that center position as of right now. Mark Lewinsky at right guard. Evan Neal, right tackle. He is out right now, so Matt Pear is filling in. And then we had our wide receivers. We always wondered who's going to take those starting roles at wide receiver, and it was very apparent from the beginning. Isaiah Hodgins, Campbell, Slayton, in whichever way you guys want to slice it. I think it'll be Slayton, Campbell, then Hodgins, with that slot being Paris Campbell. You got Hyatt, Beasley here. You guys can see it going down. They list Sterling Shepard as an outside guy. I don't know if he's going to be working the slot, but they list him as an outside guy. Anything else from the offense is not very surprising, so we're going to move on to the defense. We got a couple of position battles that we have been looking at thus far. We have, you guys know, Wink Martindale runs that system, that 3-4 system. He always has a designated pass rusher. These guys are you're probably not going to see these guys in coverage very often. These are the rush backers, so they, it is a 3-4, but you got that like designated rush guy there. And then middle linebacker Bobby Okereke and Darian Beavers, which is interesting because to start training camp practice, to start those joint practices with the Lions today, we'll get into this later with the defense, Micah McFadden started, and he played pretty damn well. But Micah McFadden started, so I don't know if this is exactly what they're going to be doing, or maybe this is how they're going to do the first preseason game when they actually play it. But as of practice right now, this is not official. All right, and the biggest thing to note is the cornerback position, right? Because I think that's been the biggest storyline yet, and we'll get into the specialists in a second. But the biggest storyline is the cornerbacks, right cornerback, left cornerback. So you got the starters, Adoree Jackson, Deonte Banks, and behind Adoree Jackson already is rookie 6th round pick Trey Hawkins on that outside, followed by Rodarius Williams and Jamon Green, who is not going to make the team. Amani Oruwariye is the second outside corner, second right, so they're going to do left cornerback and right cornerback, and Amani is behind Deonte Banks. I don't know if this is a performance thing, or maybe they're just giving the rookie, because he's a first-round pick, they're just like, hey, throw him out to the fire, see how he sticks. And nickel corner, the big question there at nickel corner, it seems like Cordell Flott didn't do enough yet to beat Darnay Holmes for the starting job. Now, these position battles are not over. Like I said, this is a unofficial depth chart, but this is what the Giants and the training staff and the coaches are looking at right now. This is what they are kind of piecing together very slowly, and the roster is coming together, and it looks like Darnay Holmes is still right now the team's starting nickel corner. And then with Jason Pinnock winning that strong, you guys can put it in the comments. I don't know if anybody is in here, maybe other content creators, or maybe guys that just know ball, watch all 22 film. Guys, I don't know how Xavier McKinney is a free safety. I don't know if this is, I don't know. When I watch him on film, he looks like a strong safety. He's guarding the running backs, he's guarding the tight ends, and the guys that are like Jason Pinnock played a lot of like single highs. To me, when I think of single high safety, I'm thinking free safety. Like you're the free safety, you're the guy roaming around, right, as the single high. When I think of strong safety, you're on the strong side, typically guarding tight ends, running backs, this, that, and so forth. I don't know how Xavier McKinney is listed as a free safety. He has such a strong safety type role, but it is what it is. And then we got the punt returner and kick returners, the two running backs. This is going to be an interesting battle that not a lot of people are paying attention to, because if Eric Gray could somehow fulfill the jobs of punt returner and kickoff returner, there's no need for Gary Brightwell anymore. I mean, Gary Brightwell is a good special teams guy, but there's no need for him anymore if you have Eric Gray. So that's going to be interesting to note, interesting to see. And with that out of the way, we talk about the joint practices between the Giants and the Lions. Now, this all started dating back to Brian Daboll and Dan Campbell, their relationship dating back to 2011 when Daboll was the offensive coordinator and Campbell was just a intern there with the Miami Dolphins, and that's where their friendship or relationship started to date back. And through the years, they've decided to start a joint practice together. And of course, you guys know that Coach Campbell also has ties with the Giants, as well as he was drafted by the Giants in the 3rd round in 1999. All right, let's get right into the nitty-gritty, because this was not a pretty practice whatsoever. It was very gritty, very tough, very gritty, very competitive, as the Detroit Lions loves to pride themselves in, and we got a taste of that today. As I would say, they won day one. I would definitely say they won day one. Their offense and defense probably had the better of both of our offenses and defenses, as Daniel Jones didn't have a terrible day, nothing to really worry about. Now, it is a little bit disappointing that the first time we play another team so far this season with our new weapons, with the another year in this system, it is a little bit disappointing not to go out there and dominate as this offense has been doing to this defense for all of training camp. And when the moment you play a new team, you face the Detroit Lions and you just don't perform as well. Daniel Jones did not perform terribly by any means. There is something. Connor Hughes has him going 5 of 12 with no touchdowns, no picks. But Bobby Skinner, I trust him more. He had Daniel Jones going 7 of 15 with no touchdowns, no picks. I assume it's the would-be sacks that Connor Hughes is taking out, but I'm just not going to discount that because he's still throwing the ball. So I mean, it is what it is. I would say it's 7 out of 15. Because it's practice. I mean, it is what it is. 7 out of 15, no touchdowns, no picks. The thing I got out of this is that Daniel Jones did not turn over the ball, right? When you're facing other defenses, guys that you don't know, defensive backs that you don't quite know the patterns of and the tendencies of, you're more often than not going to turn over the ball. They're going to be using disguise coverages. You're not going to know how these guys move around. So the fact that he didn't turn over the ball is a plus for me. I would have loved if he thrown a touchdown. He did not throw a touchdown. Tyrod Taylor, however, did threw a beautiful touchdown, and as well as Tommy DeVito as well. So there were a couple of missed passes to Darren Waller deep down the sideline. Alex Anzalone was able to break it up, and then another deep pass. I believe this is just deep down the middle for Darren Waller, and Daniel Jones overthrew him. I prefer that than underthrowing him. So it wasn't a pretty practice. It was not a pretty practice, but it's definitely not something to get to I guess hang your head on. It's not something to really frown and cry about. Everybody's going to have a bad day. Everybody's going to get punched in the mouth every once in a while, and I think this is going to make them better. They continue to struggle, then you have cause for concern, but not right now. However, Daniel Jones was a lot better on 7-on-7s, as he completed 6 out of 8 passes on 7-on-7s, and he did work a lot better in the intermediate pass game. He hit Jalen Hyatt for a couple of good throws, and Jalen Hyatt is looking great so far. He had a couple of good routes, couple of good catches, so no problems from the rookie there so far. And Isaiah Hodgins was the best wide receiver on one-on-ones. He was just beating everybody. I assume he just boxed out and beat everybody with his frame, and he is the biggest receiver we have on the team by a mile. I mean, a lot of these guys are smaller. I think the second tallest would have to be, well, Colin Johnson is the biggest, but I would say, but maybe Isaiah Hodgins just uses that a lot better. Moving on to the defense, man, you thought the offense struggled. The defense really got punched in the mouth. On 7-on-7s, they allowed 8 out of 8 completions. That they couldn't stop a nosebleed. They couldn't stop anything. However, it seems like, according to Justin Pennick, as I guess he had defense duty, he said that the defense played well in 11-on-11s when it was like actual a good actual practice, actual scrimmage sort of on 11-on-11 drills. and I guess a little bit of a scrimmage there that they didn't allow a first down the first drive. But again, they still struggled a bit. And then you also have Micah McFadden, a standout player, according to Justin Pennick, was Micah McFadden, who got the start over Darian Beavers today. He said he looked comfortable out there. He was picked on a lot, targeted a lot, but he was able to hold his own, responded very well, had a couple of pass breakups and run stuffs. That's what I like to see from King Micah. The biggest thing I wanted to see was the defensive backs. That's why I saved them for last, so you guys can follow along with me. But the biggest thing was the defensive backs. And, man, there is just a lot to take over here. And it's just a lot that we already know. A lot that we have already seen in prior training camps, in this season, where Adoree is looking good. He's still the #1 corner. There is no doubt about that. Deonte Banks continues to struggle, as Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is nothing to scoff at, one of the best wide receivers in the league right now, and he had a deep pass over Deonte Banks, who kept up with him stride for stride, but I don't know if it was complete or incomplete. It didn't really specify. I think it was complete, though. Darnay Holmes got the start in the slot, which is just weird to me. I think this is like the 4th or 5th practice in a row he got the start in the slot, which is weird, but he got the start, and he got cooked by Khalif Raymond, and which is nothing surprising to me. And the biggest surprise to me, this is something I did not think was going to happen. Trey Hawkins didn't get beat once. That's what it says in the tweet. Trey Hawkins did not get beat once, and he was with the ones. So this is very, very weird to me. Very surprising to me. I don't know if he was with the ones or twos, as a matter of fact. I would have to fact check that. But he did not get beat. And I'm liking Trey Hawkins, man. I'm really liking it. I'm really waiting to see what they're going to do. I can't wait to this preseason game on Thursday. It's going to be a good one. And the defense struggled, offense struggled. They got punched in the mouth, but we got to get right back at it with that second practice and win the day. It's all about momentum going into the game, and let's make sure we close out joint practices with a W. That being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.